Well, good morning. It is the appointed time, and we have a quorum. And so we're going to call the meeting to order. That brings us to item 2 on our agenda, the items for individual consideration. Members, you've been furnished with copies of the minutes of our March the 23rd meeting of the Citizens Advisory Board of MAP 3. Are there additions or corrections? Shall we approve the minutes? A motion has been made by Bob Nealon, seconded by Michael Adams, that we approve the minutes. Is there further discussion? Cast your vote.
It's on there, but
The minutes have been approved. That brings us to item B on the agenda, the revenue and expenditure report and the budget and obligations report. David?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have in your packet the revenue and expenditure report for the period ending March 31st, 2023. On the revenue side for the month, $940. Fiscal year $629,609, and a total of $838,026,113. On the expenditures side for the month, $684,637. Fiscal year $14,369,757, and a total expenditures of $794,172,363. You also have your budget and obligations report, and I'll try to answer any questions if you have any.
Joe Beth, we often ask Michael Adams sitting to your left. He's kind of our financial guru on this, so I always ask him if he has any comments about it. Michael? Well, I feel better already then. Any other questions about the report? Shall we receive them? Motion's been made by Michael Adams and seconded by Bob Nealon that we adopt and receive the report. Cast your vote. The motion has passed. That brings us to item C. David?
Pardon me. Item C is recommend final acceptance of project M3-R009E, MAPS 3, Oklahoma City Riversport Water Filtration System Improvements, 800 Riversport Drive, and placing the maintenance bond into effect, Ward 7. So this is the final project that we have for the river projects. Tony Blatt is here today to show you how this project wrapped up, and so we can finalists. So Tony.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, board members. So yes, Tony Blatt, ADG Blatt Architects, 920 West Main. This has been a long time coming. I know that we've worked on this in several different iterations, but finally get to show you the final product on the filtration system for the Whitewater facility. So the intent of the filtration system, it's purely about the aesthetics of the water. And it's about making sure that the water's got a clarity that's better than what it was before, and something that's measurable, tested and measurable with respect to the equipment that we put in. The expansion that we did, we had new filtration tanks with glass silica media. Those tanks had to be dovetailed into an existing equipment room on site, and so we needed to put it in an elevated space. We had to do some reconfiguration of the existing equipment, and we did that. And then we also had state-of-the-art instrumentation panels that were done so that it could all monitor the operations, and then it also can monitor the sample testing. Just an overview of the property in the lower left, that's the Whitewater Center. In the middle, we have, or adjacent to the Whitewater Center, we've got the surf machine that was completed in the last couple of years. We have the rapids in the middle, and then over to the right side of the image is the pump room where this new infrastructure was installed. So just in a simple diagram, kind of rotating clockwise, we've got the rapids, the pool. Then it goes through the original primary filters, and then we have the polishing filters, the side stream polishing filters that Water Tech developed and installed, and then it goes through a side stream ozonation system, and then goes back into the pool. And the intent is clarity of the water going in is bettered and then comes out at a measurable amount. So we have some images of what the inside of the equipment room appeared to be prior to installation of the new system. So this is the previous condition. On the right, it shows those original filters that were installed. During construction, going from left to right, we've got installation of that platform that was done to hold the new filter system. We had in that third slide, or third image, it shows kind of the reconfiguration of the piping that had to be done, again, so that we could install the new filter system. And then also on the far right, it shows you what some of that new construction was like once it was being installed. And then the next image shows final installation, including upper left, revised piping, to the right, the revised filter system, and then in the lower left, it is the instrumentation and control panel that's being used to monitor this system and how it's performing. So the original cost for the project was $1,595,000. We had a deduct change order of $16,300 for a final contract amount of $1,578,700. Construction started in July of 2022. We obtained substantial completion in February of 2023 and final completion in March of 2023. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions for Tony? Are you really happy with the results and the clarity of the water now, Tony?
The testing that was done showed marketable clarity. I think that one of the things that's going to happen is we're going to get to see as it goes further how much better. Yes, I am happy with what's come out of it.
I guess we've thought in the past when it rains, it doesn't often rain like it's raining now, but when it does, and lots of materials are moving through the river and so forth, that's the time that stresses it. So maybe we're getting a test, do you think?
I think we're going to get a test, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the good job you guys have done. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, then we are being asked to finally accept this project as completed. It has been moved by Dee Morales and seconded by Bob Nealon that we approve this project. Is there further discussion? Dee, I want to give you a chance as being on that committee to offer any thoughts you had about it.
Right, well, we're all pretty pleased with it. We did not have a quorum yesterday, but we all agreed that this was something that we should go ahead and take forward. And Mike Knapp, who's kind of picky, thought it was going to really, really clean up the water, so I'm good with that.
Great. Any other questions? Any other discussion? All right, then cast your vote. All right, the motion has passed and the project has been accepted. Item D, David?
Item D is recommend approval of resolution approving amendment number 2 to architectural services contract with Blatt Architects PC, project M3R008, Maps 3 Water Facility and Oklahoma River Boathouse District improvements, 800 Riversport Drive, increase to $10,000 and authorizing the transfer of $10,000 from project M3R009E, Maps 3 Riversport Water Filtration System improvements, to projects M3R008, Maps 3 Water Facility, and Oklahoma River Boathouse District improvements to fund amendment number 2, and it's in Ward 7. So that was a long paragraph there. This is $10,000 additional to the architectural contract because of their additional oversight that they had to do on the project that you just saw. And the reason why this is such a long paragraph and we're asking for transfer is they originally, their contract was set up for the renovations that we did there, and we added this project into their scope. The budget was set up as a separate project. When we got that credit, we're able to help them out with all the extra work they did on this. So we need to transfer some of that money from that project back up to the other project in order to fund it. So it's all still within the river subcommittee, within the budget. There's no new funds or anything. It's just simply a matter of moving it from one project to another and helping Blatt out for the great job they did on that filtration project.
Questions for David? Shall we approve it? Been moved by Cecilia Robinson Woods and seconded by Dia Morales that we approve the project. Is there further discussion? Cast your vote. It passed. The item is approved. That brings us to item E on our agenda, David.
Item E is recommend approval of change order number 3 and amendment number 3, project M3-00W005, maps 3 sidewalks, phase 5 in 12 locations, increase of $19,347.42, wards 1, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So remember, we talked about the sidewalk projects, and as we finished the original part of phase 5, we still had about $500,000, and we thought that it would be best if we just continued to amend and change order that project and do more sidewalks instead of going out for bid for a small project like that. So this is not mistakes or anything. These are just continued to be more sidewalks that we've done, and we're still doing more sidewalks in this manner. And then you'll see on the next item, an increase of $20,000. That's because of the increased scope that Kimley Horn is doing in the field. A lot of this sidewalk work now, we're just kind of directing in the field without formal plans, so to speak.
I see that it's in 5 different wards, but this is all in keeping with the master plan that we approved early in the project?
It has evolved since that master plan. Now we're working off of the Bike Walk OKC plan that planning has put together. We still have some restrictions that our sidewalks in maps 3 have to be on arterial or to public facilities. Yeah. So yes, it's to some degree it is still with that plan, but it has evolved a little bit.
Other questions for David? Shall we approve it? It's been moved by Cecilia Robinson Woods and seconded by Bob Nalen that we approve item E on the agenda. Is there further discussion? Cast your vote. The item is passed and been approved. And David has described item F. Anything you want to add to that, David?
No, sir. I think that covers it. No, F continues on with the sidewalks. This is an amendment to the engineering contract for the oversight that they're doing in the field.
All right then. Other questions for David about this? Shall we approve it? Jo Beth Hammond has moved that we approve it. Cecilia Robinson Woods has seconded it. Is there further discussion? Cast your vote. The item has been passed. Okay, David, does that bring us to item 3, new business?
Yes, sir. We don't have any.
I'm very afraid that Councilwoman Hammond is going to think this is easy, and this is, it's been really hard for 13 years. It's just, I wish we'd have had you here all along. We might have gotten through all this a lot more easily than we're getting through it today.
Yes, attribute it to me.
Okay. Are there subcommittees that want to report today? All right, David, you want?
My guess, the
Yes.
River Subcommittee met this week, although we didn't have a quorum.
Yes.
And I think we decided that was our last meeting. That
Yeah.
we've done, and so I think we
Wow.
completed our river projects, and we spent almost all the money. So we didn't have a quorum, but we kind of suggested whatever, $9,000 or so we had.
Yeah,
left
we
to
came
somehow
up
fund it.
$9,000 short. We failed.
Find something for them to do at the river, buy a new freezer for the kitchen or something, and wrapped up. But I guess we as a subcommittee think we're done, and I, for one, am proud of the work we've been able to accomplish, and glad to see the improvements that have been made at the river. So, and I enjoyed working with the crew we had in the subcommittee, so.
Yeah, well, I want to offer our congratulations to Dee and to you for shepherding this through for all these many years, and we can see that we've got something that virtually no other city in the world has, and we have, it's really brought a lot of pride to our city, and you guys have done a great job making sure that the projects got done on time. And I'd like for you to convey our congratulations to Mike and his staff. They've certainly stayed the course over more than a decade now. And so it's really great to see the good work that's been done, and I congratulate you. All right, any other subcommittee? All right, David, you want to give us your update?
Yes, sir. We're still working on Wellness Centers 3 and 4, still progressing in spite of the rain that we've had. Union Station, the plans for that continue on, and we should have those in the coming weeks. We talked about sidewalks that we're still trying to wrap up and finish those, and we've got the 2 trails projects, the connections on the Katy Trail at 23rd and 10th, and then the Air Depot Trail. Final plans are in our office, so those will be coming out soon. Of course, Coliseum at the fairgrounds is partly MAPS 3, and it's going well and under construction. So that's all I have.
I wanted to mention to the members, I know, I wanted to first thank you for coming. I think in May it'll be 13 years, and we've had a quorum virtually every time for 13 years. I'm really proud of the work that this advisory board has done. But I have met with the mayor, and we've talked about the how do we wind this down. And I think that at least the plan that he and I have discussed is probably bringing the work of the Citizens Advisory Board to a conclusion this year. Hopefully by the summer. We're kind of shooting for finish the trails, finish the 2 wellness centers, and we would not take on the ongoing responsibility of Union Station. If that was the only thing, that responsibility would be moved to the MAPS 4 advisory board. And of course, we've already transitioned. We spent our money early on the architectural plans on the Coliseum at the State Fair, and so now that is really moved into their area of responsibility as well. So kind of the plan is that sometime before 2023 is over, and probably we're thinking summer, so that probably means fall, we will be planning a celebration of putting a bright bow on MAPS 3. So many thanks to all of you for staying the course with us. All right, it's now time for any board members have any comments they want to make? Okay, staff, David, anyone on staff have anything to add?
No, sir.
All right, if there are citizens here that want to be heard, this is your opportunity. Have anyone asked Carrie to be heard? All right. If there is no other business, then why don't we adjourn by unanimous consent, shall we? We're adjourned. Thank you all for coming. I sure missed those 4-hour meetings.